Hey boys, now I'm back with another replay of the Kran. Now you could see me feature this on my channel, which really big deal. But so here we have the Kran, and we are on Cliff. Now this map, whenever I get it, and I'm not playing the Kran, I really wish I was, because this map, if you go to the right position, really has everything. Now I'll go exactly where I pin for my team. I'm trying to tell them, alright, this is where I'll go. Now, you could play the position around me, and if you have a good team, if you platoon up with someone, you could really work together with them. If they go down to E6, F6, then they can really protect you from medium tanks that would be sniping you in your ass, or, you know, the back of your turret there. But now I'm working my way up here, and you can see the Kranwagen shine. It has a decent top speed, it really gets there, and most importantly, it gets there before I need to take damage. If I play well, I never ever take damage with the Kran getting into position. And that's really important, because you want to preserve those hit points for when you're actually playing hold down. If you can do that, if you can keep your hit points, if you can keep your vehicle alive for the entire game, that's something you're going to see. I mean, just take a look at this replay when the first guy dies. Just take a look at it. You think he's a good player? You think I'm gonna act like he's a good player? No. If you die in the first couple of seconds of a game, that's probably the first sign that on paper, you're gonna be a shit player, huh? You might be just as good as anyone, as any pro, as anyone who's ever done well in this game. But if you die early in the battle, you're not gonna be able to do anything. Now, this is risky, right, with a Kran. If you're looking to the right like that at the T57 heavy, you really don't want to get shot by TDs. But you can see there's two slow TDs. That's a T95 platoon. And hold on, let me just interject myself. As an ELC gets spotted on the right side. Now he tries to escape, but what can you really do? Now these aren't exactly difficult shots to make. The ELC never makes it up to speed, and we pick him apart. Now, what was I saying? Right, so tank destroyers. Now you can see the STRV shooting at me. He bounces, and he can actually see a little bit of my lower hull. Now that's bad. If he pins me there, I get tracked, I need to use my repair kit, and I lose 300 hit points. You don't want to do that. You want to show your turret to the enemies, and when you rotate your turret, like I am doing here for the STB1, you want to make sure you're not getting shot in the side. Now you can see me doing that very actively in this replay, just looking if I'm getting spotted, if the TDs are getting spotted. Now, both the T95s are now spotted. This means I can peek much more aggressively, because I know they aren't camping where the SU is, which, by the way, would be very unlikely for a T95 to do anyways. Now, I'm kind of just baiting the STRV here. He could pen me. Of course, he couldn't pen me in the turret. He's a tier 8. Tank destroyer as well as the SU. They're not really going to be focusing for me, because they've played against Krans before, and they know they're not very likely to hit me. Now, the usual way to play this thing, right, you wait for the enemies to fire and then you move. Now, the VK, I wasn't expecting him to be fighting there. I kind of just forgot about him. Now, honestly, I was expecting to take one from the SU there. Wasn't expecting to take one from the STB1. You can see that's a misplay by me, because I definitely should have. Now, I'm thinking, okay, I'm unspotted. So, as I'm thinking that, I get stuck on the rock. So, thank God I wasn't spotted, otherwise I would have taken another one from the STB1. And if I took another one from the SU, like I should have done, to be honest, then I would be at, what, 500 hit points at this point? Which, yeah, you don't want that. And you're going to see how important my hit points are going to be for me this game, because after I kill this AE, which is going to take me a while, you can see I bounced one. I really hope I don't bounce the second, because I am loading premium and those could get bounced. I have no idea why I'm loading HE, high explosive anti-tank rounds for this T95. I have no reason to. I'm just wasting credits, and I'm looking like an absolute moron now that I'm commenting this game and showing it to you. But I'm going to wait for the T95 to back up, and we put one in. I try to get into a better position. I know the EBR would finish him off, so this is not a very team playish moment by me. I just kind of kill him. And look at this. The EBR from which I just stole his kill, which for the EBR would have meant a lot, right? He's a tier 8 tank, and he would have got a ton of experience for killing that T95, as well as killing that other one. So he would have killed a platoon of T95s basically. Now I thank him. I have no idea how how an EBR manages to flip a Kran over. Now this is kind of a weird camera angle. Let's just get out of that. Yep. If you ever needed a reason to play the Kran, there you go. Even an EBR can flip you over if you're on your head. Now, as you can see, if I took a shot from the STB-1, or if I took a very meaty shot from the SU, I would have died there falling down that cliffside. And thank God I didn't do that, because we're going to do much more than just 2,900 damage this game. And as you can see, we have 3 kills. Okay, alright, this week I have no idea what he's doing. Bad shot by me. And luckily we managed to pick him off. That's it wasn't a given that we were going to kill him there. Now you can see the STB-1 and the Lanson, they take the top of the hill. Now I know how important that is. That's going to be soul crushing for us if they, or rather tank crushing for us if they manage to kill us. Alright, here's an Emil. He could one-shot me. I know that. And now I'm just trying to play aggressively. I know he wouldn't be expecting it, because a one-shot Kranwagen, a one-shot tank does not play very aggressively. And now the Emil is forced to turn his turret, and I pick him apart. Now, the SU or the SDRV could have killed me there, but in these situations, as long as with the Kran, I mean, just consider for a second how long the SU and the SDRV had to shoot me there. Not many seconds. They certainly could have done it, but out of the entire game, I haven't even been giving them my side for a percentage of the amount of time I've been playing. So that's very important. When you have the chance, do it. And if you otherwise aren't showing you the side, your hit points are going to go a long way. Not in this case, of course, since I do lose 1,000 to that cliff. But now I try to move up. I try to check, okay, am I spotted? I see I'm not, so I move up. I might have moved up a little early, because you got to wait those full 3 seconds. I perhaps only waited 2. So now I'm moving up. I'm expecting the STB-1 and the Lanson to rush me any second, and I'm not expecting to survive this. I'm expecting, hopefully, I get to kill the STB-1. But now I'm spotted, so I put one into him. I don't really worry about the STB-1 shooting me in the back of my turret, because I think he's gonna I think they're gonna rush me anyways. Now look at this. I have 2 shots. They know I have 2 shots. I could never ever finish both of them off. I could finish the Lanson off, or I could finish the STB-1 off. Now, the Lanson has enough alpha damage to kill me. I know this. I have 312 HP, but I don't think the Lanson is going to be expecting me to rush. People don't expect you to do this stupid things. But it's not very stupid, is it? Now, the STB-1, don't know why he doesn't push me. I'm being an idiot, just waiting for him to do so. So I realize this, I pull back, I reload. And at this point, the STB-1 still has a very good chance at finishing me off, but he has basically just thrown the game away. Okay, there's no one else around me. He doesn't know the Scorpion and the AMX are spotted. I mean, he doesn't know the AMX and the Scorpion are where they are. They could be behind me, but it is quite unlikely when you consider they had the entire hill for just 30 seconds ago. So now I put one into the STB. Bit of a stupid play by him. He over peaks, and now obviously he's gonna peak. I expect that, so I see that. Okay, now he fired. Now at this point, I thought that was my end right there. I thought this is about as well as I can play. I can finish him off. I mean, I can give him a shot, and I'm not gonna be able to finish him off. Now, already that was a high roll, and the STB-1 leaving him at 43 HP. I would have had to roll very, very high to be able to finish him off. With those 2 shells, wouldn't have happened. I did 471, which is already 21 hit points over what you usually do. Now the SU, I'm going to pick him up, but it's not really the interesting part of the replay. The takeaway from this game is really just how you need to preserve those hit points, because you see, I even lost 1,000 HP. If I didn't fall down that cliffside there, losing 1,000 hit points, this would have been way more comfy. I would have been able to take out the STB and the Lanson no matter how well they played against me. Of course, in this case, they... dude, I don't know. They compensated for me just losing 1,000 hit points. Now, I don't really know how sneaky I'm expecting the Lanson to be. I probably didn't have to climb that far, because at this point I'm risking the back of my turret. Now, the EBR pings this location. Now, usually when players ping a location, you don't expect them to be telling the truth. But in this case, the EBR is dead, and dead players could troll you, of course, but they're not doing it out of own incentive. Alright.